All right, guys, welcome back to Crossman Productions Presents. Man, you guys, I am excited about bringing Wolverine back on the show and talking about this last match. A lot of you guys know I've become a really big slap fight fan, and we had Wolverine on a couple weeks ago, and we had Jason Jones, the Space Cowboy, come on, and you get to know these guys. But this last fight's Power Slap 5. This event was just crazy. So I'm really excited about bringing Wolverine on and talking about his match against Austin Turpin. We got lots to cover, so give a second. Let's bring him in. What's up, brother?
How's it going, bud?
It's going great, man. So yeah, man, this last power fight Power Slap 5. If I can say it right. This event, man, it was huge, man. A lot of great fights, and then to be able to watch you against Austin Turpin. We're going to get into all this. First on, I told you this earlier. The first thing that caught me is how animated you were at this fight.
Yeah, it caught everybody off guard. Just the way, for it's usually not the way I act.
Right, because normally you're really subtle. You're a quiet guy.
Yes, sir.
Was there something that really ticked you off about this one?
No, I was just listening to him trash talk, and I had stuff going on, personally, that I just finally had enough, and I was just ready to try to run through them.
Right. So, I had Jason on, and I asked Jason, of all the fights that he's seen, which was the most memorable, and he brought up the 27 rounds that you went,
yeah,
with the belt.
No, it was with Darius.
Oh, Darius, yeah, Darius the Destroyer, right. So he was like, yeah, that was the craziest one that he's seen so far, and he said he was there and got to see it, and so compared to that one, how was this one?
This one's still behind it. I'll still rank that 27 round with Darius probably my number one. I mean, nobody will ever see another one like it. I don't think sanctioning in any organization will allow anybody to go that far into a match again. So
right.
I don't think that one could be top. But this one, it was definitely one I was looking forward to. There was a lot of words said, and I was just ready to get at them. So,
right, and one of the things about Turpin is, as I keep watching Power Slap, one of the things I noticed is that you have these guys that are clear villains. The guys that you just hate.
Yeah.
And then you got the clear. I would say good guys, but Turpin is one of those guys. Both him and Hintz, both. I don't know, for some reason, like Turpin, how he humps the ground after a match. I was looking forward to this because I just wanted to see you smack the crap out of him, just because of Power Slap 4 and how he did on Power Slap 4 and how he won. I'm like, I can't wait till he comes in and faces Wolverine.
Yeah, it was. I didn't quite like the way he won Power Slap 4, against AJ, but he got the win. So it was. He earned the title match.
Right. So it was cool to see you. Now, a lot of people said you guys matched up really well together, with the way that you guys slapped. I noticed one thing about Turpin is, and I watched this, I've noticed this more as I've been watching, is this guy's got a thick neck. This guy is like almost like he doesn't even have it's like to his shoulder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can hear Bisbing and the other, and you can hear Bisbing and his partner. They're sitting there talking about how he has no neck and stuff like that. Yeah, he's got a pretty built neck for this sport.
Right. And that was like whenever you guys, were going at it, and you were hitting, when you were slapping him, man. I was like, man, you know,
Yeah.
you were landing some hard hits on him. I mean, you
Oh
could,
yeah.
yeah, especially I think it was the third hit, and you could immediately see his eyes swell
Yeah.
after you
I
hit
think
him.
it was round 3 or 4, and I even said that in my post, my post interview that I clubbed him pretty good, and it didn't get called, but I mean I called myself on the club, so
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing too. I was curious about is when they show the slow motion, and I'm trying to think. I saw somebody do it yesterday in one of the videos I watched, but you're supposed to land the hands just flat, and they said leading with the palm. Is that what they're considering clubbing?
yeah, clubbing, yeah, leading with the palm or hitting, up high or down low in the neck.
And when you guys are measuring up and you're striking like that, I mean, how difficult is it to keep your hands straight as you're slapping?
I guess that's just part of the training and repetition. I mean, it's not, two guys just going up there and just slapping the crap out of each other. I mean, we sit
Right.
there, or I sit there and, practice to land the hand straight flush. But that's more of, I guess, also keeping your arm mostly straight. Half the guys have their arm bent, and when you're throwing it bent, it's almost like you're throwing a right hook. So you're going to lead in with the bottom of the hand rather than the whole
Right.
hand flush.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking to Jason, because Jason was telling me some of the rules. We're talking about not being able to step, into a hit. You have to keep your feet flat. I saw a video of a guy that was trying to do it with no shoes on, which that didn't work out for him very well, because that mat's got to be slippery.
Oh yeah, it is, especially if you got a later matchup. I mean, you got all the sweat and then wiping all the sweat and the blood off, and yeah, it gets pretty slick.
Right. So he tried to do it without shoes, and that didn't work out. I saw another guy who kept flinching. He kept flinching, and they ended up disqualifying him because of how many times he flinched, and when you flinch, you get a free hit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can do the free hit, or you can do the point reduction, which most people are going to take the free hit.
Right.
So, I mean, unless you're in a close matchup, then I mean, I might take the point, but yeah, you get a free hit if you flinch. So,
right. And I saw them do like 6-point deductions to this guy. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Which guy was that? I'm trying to remember what his name was. Because like every slap, he was like,
yeah, it was from Power Slap 1. I just can't think of the names right now. But yeah, I know which match you're talking about, because yeah, it happened over and over. Finally, they disqualified him in like round 3.
right, because like he already had like I think it was 6 points deducted. So that was crazy. So yeah, I'm just I'm going back looking at some of this old footage of these of some of these guys coming up. So
Yes, sir.
One of the questions that I was going to ask, man, I had a question I wanted to ask you for sure about this last match. Man, I have to think about it again, but it was man, I hate when I have a question and just like like I man, I'm trying to remember what the question was. Anyways, but going into this match, this guy they said was your equal. I mean, they said that was pretty close to you. I saw at the end, when you did your post interview, where you were talking about, they keep hyping up all these guys, and I started noticing that too. They do hype up the guys that you're fighting.
Yes, sir.
I would love to see them, start bringing in and making, like hyping you up more, because I think your matches are like some of the best matches I've seen on Power Slap.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten. I think I only got the knockout in the first Power Slap. The rest of them have all been, when I went against the Bell in Power Slap 2, it was a 5-rounder. When I went against AJ in Power Slap 3, it was a 5-rounder. And then when I just did this last one, it was a 5-rounder. So, and I haven't been getting no knockout clips, but I try to put on a good show every time. And I mean, it also shows people that I know a lot of people said it depends on the coin toss, which I've lost every one of them.
Right.
And, a lot of people said it depends on who gets the hit first. And obviously, if every one of my matches are going every round, then it doesn't matter who goes first and who wins the coin toss.
That was actually the question I was thinking about. How important is that the first, the coin toss where you get to go first? How important is that in the match?
I guess it depends on who the competitors are, if they don't have a chin or if they have a chin or not. I mean,
right.
For me, I just like to win one, just say I won one. But as far as me, it don't matter who goes first. I mean, I know I can take it and we'll get to my turn in round one. So,
right.
As far as me, it doesn't matter, but I know there's some guys that they want to win the coin toss. They want to try to put them out in one, and they're relying on it.
Right. And a lot of the matches that I've seen, that first smack, has taken out a lot of opponents.
Oh, it has. I mean, like the Bell and Buffalo match in Power Slap 5. I mean, the Bell landed a hell of a shot on Buffalo.
Right.
Buffalo, came back right there at the end when, the refs were calling them up. They could have given them a little extra time. I mean, but they called it. I mean, it's tough to come off, not being hit and then coming straight up there and taking that first shot. So,
right. And then let me ask you this too, because I know like some of the guys that, when they get hit first, it kind of knocks you off balance, depending on the smack. How do you come back from that to be able to deliver as, as much force as you need to in your first slap?
It's, I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess, for me. Yeah, it knocks you off balance, but like for me, that's what tells me it's actually go time. I mean, I'm so used to losing the coin toss that when I get hit, that's what fires me up and ready to go and
right.
continue on for the match. That's what, like in MMA, when you get hit that first time, that's what tells you, all right, this is a fight. Same thing for Power Slap. When I get hit that first time, all right, now it's actually go time. So,
right. And I noticed that too, because after he hit you the first time, that's when you became really animated.
Well, he got me with a club. He got me in the neck. So, and that was part of my thing with him because, he clubbed, I think like his last couple matches, he's always done the first round or two as a club. So it pissed me off. And, I thought he was trying to club me and just on purpose. And it just annoyed me.
Right. They were talking that he kept hitting, they're saying that he couldn't find your chin because of the beard, but obviously you can tell where your chin goes. You know what I mean? And he kept hitting lower. Lower. Do you think he was purposely?
I don't think he was purposely. It might have been nerves. It might have been, I know I'm not going to say I got in his head, but maybe me acting different might have affected it. But no, I mean, for me, that's what the whole lineup is for. I mean, we're all supposed to be professionals. They allow 3 clubs. I don't think they should. I mean, if you're sitting there, you train on it, you practice it, you're supposed to be a professional. Right. I mean, you should know where you're hitting by now. And then, like I showed in my press con, I mean, most of my beard's on the bottom anyway. So,
right. So, and then this the other one too is when you go against somebody like, say, like the Bell, which like dude seems to have like just a heck of a slap.
Yeah.
And you're you lose a coin toss to somebody like that. You know what I mean? And you know you're about to get slapped. How do you stop from flinching? What do you do? What do you think of when? Yeah.
I honestly I know a lot of people like to stare at everybody. I honestly close my eyes because I mean everybody's natural instinct if they see a hand coming at you is to get out of the way. So I just close my eyes and wait for it to happen.
Okay. Because I noticed a lot of guys that one of the guys I saw, as soon as the fist would come, you would see him start rolling his head already. Yeah. As soon as the hand would come, you see him roll his head. And
yes, sir.
And I noticed that with a lot of people, but they keep their eyes open. They're trying to, they try to watch the person, but I guess it's this natural instinct to, embrace,
get out of the way.
Embrace that slap. So I was wondering how you guys do that, where because it's coming, it's a heck of a hit, and so you close your eyes for it.
Yes, sir. I look pretty much right at their chest. I try not to even look at their eyes, and then I close my eyes and I just prepare for the worst.
Wow.
Especially with like you mentioned, the bell. The bell's probably been the worst.
Right. So I'm actually trying to reach out to him about have him on the show as well.
He's a real cool guy.
Yeah. Just watching you guys, man, in this last power fight, they had some really good matches, especially with the Hawaiian.
Yep. The crazy Hawaiian. Yeah, the super heavyweight.
Wow. Yeah, that dude look crazy out there, man. He's just like
he's a big guy and he puts on a great show all the time. I mean, and he's another guy that, he's real nice to you. So I mean, he talks to you and treats you like just like a bud pretty much.
Cool. So, one of the things that when I talked to Jason, we were talking about how Power Slap has changed, from the beginning. He said that when he first started, that the thing in the middle was two chairs with the cloth over it. They just put two chairs, and then they switched it to a barrel, and now you got this, the thing that comes out of the ground. Yes,
sir.
Oh, how cool has it been to see this thing develop to where underground, and now it's becoming more mainstream?
Yeah, whenever I was with Slap Fight Championship, with JT Tilley as the CEO, I mean, it was awesome. We went to, he'd always give us a undisclosed, place to meet up at, and sanctioning would be there, doctors and everything, and it was it was pretty neat to see the, try to be underground, be hidden about it,
right?
And as you said, the two chairs, with the clock in the middle, and then eventually, I think right about the time I started actually competing, they started using a barrel,
right?
And then now to move over to Power Slap, and Power Slap has the table that comes out of the stage and everything. It's been pretty neat to see the growth of this sport.
Cool. So where would you like to see it? Like, 5 years from now?
I don't expect it to ever be as big as like UFC, but I'd like to see it, where we got live crowds out there. We did some with Slap Fight Championship with live crowds, and it always gets the competitors as well as the crowd amped up for every hit. So eventually I'd like to see Power Slap move to that, which I know they're talking about doing next year. But as far as like the growth of it, I mean, it's already pretty popular. I mean, especially now with the mobile game and everything else. So,
right. That's another thing too that I've noticed is, when I was talking to Jason, Jason said he's been wrestling forever. He's wrestled with, some of the great, WWE wrestlers. And he said that now most of the time that he runs into somebody, they recognize him from Power Slap instead of his wrestling. And they have you guys have such a huge following on YouTube and TikTok. Millions of followers, and I think it's cool because now it's starting to go mainstream, and you
Yes,
can
sir.
see, and because of that, I've seen that you guys are starting to get some sponsorships, and so what going that round with the sponsorships, how is that helping you guys get this, helping it, this grow and get out there to the mainstream?
I think so. I'm not really familiar with the sponsorship parts.
Mhm.
I just know, the ones that they showed me. I know I got Kudos personally as a sponsor,
Okay.
and I love their popcorn.
Okay.
So do the kids.
Right.
But as far as all the other sponsorships, I think they just sponsor Power Slap, and stuff like that. I don't really have no ties to anybody but Kudos.
Okay.
So obviously, I think it's helping. I mean, they pay us great, so I assume that they got to be making money from somewhere.
Right. And that's the thing too, is that I'd like to see them start doing commercials, and having you guys on and doing, seeing you guys in commercials. So
Don't say that. Don't say that.
you'd be the first one they'd ask. You'd be one of the guys
Oh,
they would want to bring in as a spokesperson.
I can't do commercials.
So that's one of the questions, since the first time I started doing the show with interviewing you guys from Power Slap. The biggest question I got is how much do you guys get per fight? Is there like a certain amount depending on the match itself?
I don't know if I'm supposed to disclose as how much, but I mean, I know.
Can you get like a ballpark or?
So I live in a small rural town, so like,
Right.
my old job paid me $50,000. I make about just a little bit under that per match.
Okay.
So obviously title fights pay more,
Right.
and then you got your mid card, and then you got beginning pay.
Right.
But I think the announcers even said, I mean, which all my matches have been title matches. So I mean, I've made well over six figures this year just from Power Slap. So I mean, I can't complain about the pay. I mean,
Right.
they take great care of us. So yeah, it's been great to compete for Power Slap.
Right. And that's the reason I say this, because a lot of people are like, how much money does it take to let somebody slap you that hard? You know what I mean?
I'm paid pretty well for it, so.
So, one of the guys I work with, he's like, it'd be difficult. He's like, because I couldn't let another guy just slap me. I couldn't just stand there and let a guy slap me. And so he was like, they'd have to pay some good money for that. Yeah. So they're like, go ask and see how much, but, yeah, so I figure there's, it's got to be something, so.
It's like I said, it's a little bit under what my yearly salary was. It was enough that I'm not working now. I mean, Power Slap's my main job right now, so.
See, and and then on top of that, like with the sponsors, I think that would also help. Supplement income too. So that's why I think that I enjoy seeing this, because I'm seeing the growth of it. From the beginning, like when you faced Arcade Death, and the way that the things looked, the whole
Yes, sir.
setting, all the way to now with Turpin, So
I
mean, the whole thing has changed. I mean, it's just
it looks and feels like 100 times better. Yeah,
right?
for both organizations, Slap Fight Championship and for Power Slap. I mean, both organizations have grown tremendously since the Arcade Death match.
Right. And it's cool to see. It's cool to see. And then, along with that, you've got the rules that's coming in, that comes into play.
Yes, sir.
And so I see, implementing that. and it just looks like it's more of a professional, fight, series, than it used to be.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more. I mean, you could see some of like even my first tournament. I mean, which it was sanctioned and everything, but
Right.
I think that was the night that the crazy Hawaiian went against the hillbilly hippie, and that just looked like an all-out brawl. And it was, yeah, the rules have tightened up for both organizations since then.
Right.
Because of commissions coming in, and it's been great to see and be a part of that growth of watching everything tighten up and it actually becoming more of a sport than than like an all-out brawl pretty much.
Right. So, a lot of people want to see, they're talking about the rematch of you and Turpin, wanting that to happen. Is there a chance of that happening?
I know Dana mentioned in his post press conference that he's thinking that Turpin's the real deal. He rocked me twice, which he did rock me twice.
Right.
So I'm gonna assume that they're probably gonna give it to him. How you give the number one contender immediate rematch after losing, I have not figured that out. But
Right.
if they do, then regardless, I'll just go out there and do what I did again. So, yeah, we'll see who they give me whenever that next Power Slap 6 is.
Cool. Is there anybody particular that you would like to play to fight against?
Well, I know AJ's. He didn't compete at the last one. In my opinion, Turpin lost, so he shouldn't be number one contender immediately.
Right.
And then I think Vern, he beat Bear, and he wasn't too far down on the ranking. So, in my opinion, I mean, I think Vern should have, number one contender spot.
Right.
But I mean, I know they pushed Turpin pretty hard, so they may give him the immediate rematch, and it don't matter for me who it is. I'm just ready to compete.
So well, first of all, congratulations of retaining the title.
Thank you.
And yeah, I want to see you. If you do, have the rematch, I want to see you hold on to that title.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on some things this time because he was gaining momentum towards the end of the match,
Right.
So, but I mean, I think I won round 1, 2, and 3, and then I gave him 4 and 5 on the scorecard. So, I'd like to dominate all 5 rounds and or knock them out and not be a question. But
right,
we'll see what they're thinking whenever that next one comes.
Wow, and again, with someone like Turpin who doesn't have a neck, I mean, there's got to be a completely different strategy of how to be able to use that power to knock someone like that out.
Oh yeah, because most of the time when you see like a knockout, it's the quick snap of the neck, whenever they get hit in the face, and yeah, with somebody that has a stiff neck or no neck, yeah, it's pretty tough. But I wobbled him once or twice, so I think I can get it if I just work on more strength.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely want to see it. So, have they decided a date for the next power match?
They haven't decided a date yet, but I know in Dana's press conference he mentioned about trying to do it that Friday before Super Bowl Sunday, because I guess they got a UFC event in Vegas as well that Saturday, and then Super Bowl is in Vegas this year, so I think they were trying to do all 3 events all weekend.
Right. That'd be a perfect time to do it too.
That's gonna be a busy weekend in Vegas.
Right. So I told Jason I'm waiting because Jason said they have a big following here in Dallas. So I'm waiting for them to bring it back to Dallas. And then I would love to do the show live and come out and see you guys.
Yeah. I don't think Power Slap always does theirs in Vegas, but Slap Fight Championship, yeah, we've been down to Texas once or twice.
So, and that's the thing too. It's two totally different organizations.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so is Jason still with the Slap Fight?
Slap Fight Championship, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, and then you're with Power Slap now.
Yes, sir. I mean, I still go watch like their last event that they had, Boiling Point. I mean, I went down there to watch it live. I mean, I still, talk to JT quite a bit. I mean, I'm still trying to be a part of it. I just can't compete there. So.
Oh, okay. So because you're in the separate organization, they won't let you guys cross compete in the other.
No.
Okay, I mean, it makes sense. So, are you guys like signed contracts with the different organizations?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured.
Yeah, they signed me to a originally, I think it was a 6-match deal.
Okay.
So.
How many matches are you into it now?
4.
Okay, so you still got 2 more coming.
Yes, sir.
Well, cool, man. So, again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
It was a great win. I love seeing how animated you got in this last one. So hopefully we see a little bit more of that.
I'd like to be a little bit more relaxed. That was just personal stuff, and then with Turpin, going away at it, I just wanted to throw him off by coming out there and acting totally different. So,
and if they do the rematch with you and Turpin, that's gonna be interesting too, because that's gonna.
Because I'm waiting on all the trashies. I mean, what can you talk? I mean, you lost. I mean,
right. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. So, brother, thanks again, man, for being on the show, man. It's been a lot of fun getting to talk to you, man, and just watching the whole Power Slap and getting into it, man. It's just it's cool to see how far the sport is gone, and keeps maintaining and gaining ground. So I'm looking forward to see where it ends up from here.
Oh, I am too. Like I said, I'm hoping with live events and everything, it'll be it'll never reach UFC level, but I'd like to see it hit where it's on live TV and everything else is, I know right now we're just on the Rumble app and then all the social medias, but eventually I'd like to see it hit live TV and stuff.
Yeah, and I could see eventually, because you guys are already getting millions of views on TikTok and and the YouTube and like you said, Rumble, because Rumble is where the actual fights are.
Yes, sir.
But with millions of viewers, you would think that the next logical place for us to go is do like an actual live pay-per-view, on live television. Yeah. So definitely want to see that. So whoever was it Dana White has to get that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Dana, you got to make that happen. We got to get this on on pay-per-view, because I'm excited to the direction this is going. So so we'll do this again. Wherever the rematch is, you gotta let me know the date.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll talk after that fight. So you got to go defend your title.
Yes, sir. I will.
All right, brother. Thanks again, man, for stopping by and talking to us. And for you guys who haven't seen the fight, go to Rumble. You can actually go to Rumble, or you can go to YouTube and pull up the different fights and see Power Slap 5 and watch Wolverine. So, man, we're cheering for you, brother. We cheer for you.
I appreciate it, bud.
The other thing is after this, let's say after you defend this title, are you planning on going to a different weight class, or are you going to stick where you're at for right now?
Power Slap 1, I won the heavyweight belt, and then I lost it to the bell in Power Slap 2. But I came in at like 230. I was a light heavyweight. So I think 205 is where I'm going to stick at. I don't really feel like going down to 85 or anything like that. I like 205, and I seem to be running this division. So I'll just stick here for a little while.
Cool. So, if anybody's wanting to follow you, what's the best way to follow you?
Wolverine.sfc on Instagram.
All right, cool. So you guys go check that out and keep an eye open. And whenever the date for the next match is announced, we'll announce it on our show. And then afterwards, we'll bring Wolverine back and talk about the next fight.
Sounds good, bud.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot, man. You have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
All right, cool. Thank you guys for joining us. And you guys remember, you are uniquely designed with a purpose, and always keep moving forward. Until next week, peace.